Ellie, 2-1 win against Boreham Wood. How would you assess that?
It's a hard game, wasn't it? It's going to be a hard game. We knew it was going to be a hard game. We knew it was going to be a hard game yesterday. Probably weren't at its best, but they made it difficult. You've got to give them some credit. They were on a little bit of a recovery mission, I think, from the FA Cup, thinking that a win today might have, levelled it a little bit. But we've come out again, 2 clinical finishes, and defence have had to stay strong, and we've had to stay strong as a team. And that was important. We're seeing a different side to us now, whereas earlier in the season, we're only shipping one now. Earlier in the season, we were shipping a couple. But you're seeing a little bit more of an over my dead body attitude.
Yeah, that over my dead body attitude that you mentioned there, where does that come from? Is that something you've been working on in training?
Yeah, of course it is. And you've got to speak to individuals and as the unit to sort of make them mindful that this is not just a game. This is real life, and this is their life. This is my life, and we work on things, and you have to sit the players down, individuals, and say that we have to be better in these positions. And the last couple of weeks we've worked on being a little bit more physical, and I don't mean physical in terms of going around elbowing, punching and all that. I mean in terms of closing people down and getting in their space and being hard to beat and being resilient. But that was a different type of performance tonight from the cup game, where we were able to play a bit more free-flowing football, but we weren't tonight, and we know that. We know what this league's like.
Yeah, it was McCallum who bagged both goals. How much will that mean to him?
Don't know, do we? He's doing all right in the minute, isn't he? And it's important that he carries on scoring goals, but how that affects him is, I'm sure he'll be nice and confident going into Saturday, but he only needs a bad night's sleep or something to go wrong, and life affects his confidence now.
And one of the players at the back that I thought did well today was George Langston. What did you make of his performance?
I've been a big fan of George. I was a big fan of George last season, and I'm a big fan of George. I wasn't a big fan of him at the start of the season, and I wasn't a big fan of him when I first sort of come in as interim, because I didn't think he was playing well enough for me to be a fan of his, but he's come through that. I mean, you've got to remember, George is only 21, and I think sometimes when you get players of his stature, his height and everything, that you forget that he's still only 21. He's only just turned 21 about a week ago, so he's still got a lot to give. I think he's got a lot to give this football club. I think he's got a lot to give his career. I really, really do. But this isn't about George Langston. It's not about Paul McCallum. Tonight's performance was about a team performance, about being really strong and hard to beat. Lee Hodson's coming to the team, and I played him at centre half, and he's 5'8", and he uses his body well. He defends well. Since we've stuck Ludi in the middle, Ludi's a better player since we've stuck him in the middle. George is a better player since we've stuck him on the left-hand side of the pitch. Bailey Clements has done well tonight. Enzio again is just Enzio. The midfield have done well. That's a tough game tonight. Don't underestimate how tough that game's been for them tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned it's about the team. The team are now 4 games unbeaten. How good is that for them?
You've just put the mockers on that, ain't you? 4 unbeaten. You've just put the mockers right on that. We have to keep carrying on. It's stupid. It's there all the time. It's the analogy, isn't it? We take every game as it comes, but that's all we can do. We've got. We said at the start of the week, we've got. At the end of last week, but Altrincham, tough team. That was a tough game Saturday. Home tonight, and we've got to be in a position where we're picking up points at home. And we've got to be in a position where, we went to Oldham, and we've now got to go to Chesterfield, and we've got to be hard to beat, and we've got to take our chances and be clinical. It's going to be a different type of game. There's going to be a lot of people there. It's going to be another tough game, but all we can just keep doing is keep ticking them off and see where we get to.
Perfect. Cheers, Eddie.